Like that for real. What? I'm trying to see what an airplane is. They ain't let no plane for Brazy. They let a plane for a rat, and they let a plane for Brazy. No, they let a private jet for this rat ass nigga.
I put this shit on J Prince. I put this shit on Senior. My little nigga from Mississippi smacked the fuck out of Junior.
J Prince Jr. was moving through Houston with a level of confidence that had people talking. Folks around the city felt like he was carrying himself untouchable, almost like the streets belonged to him just because of his last name. That energy alone was already rubbing certain people the wrong way, and behind the scenes, tension was quietly stacking up. Now here's where things start spiraling. At some point, one of Rap-A-Lot's own artists reportedly crossed paths with J Prince Jr. during a heated moment connected to business issues, including frustrations over contracts and stalled releases. What happened next is still being debated, but people close to the situation say things nearly took a very dark turn. This whole situation is now being whispered about as one of the most intense street-level disputes hip-hop has seen in a long time.
I put this shit on J Prince. I put this shit on Senior. My little nigga from Mississippi smacked the fuck out of Junior. Oh my God. Listen, you got that chain on somebody smacking me? When I want that shank in. I add that shank on this bitch. Junior came with that drunk shit like he. All that. Whoa! Oh my grandma, boy, we don't even came like that. Shit, I don't never do that. You know what Junior said? Nigga flew to the door. That nigga flew to the other side of the door on my grandma's grave flew. Nigga, what the? I like that little nigga.
Before any footage or rumors get mentioned, it's important to rewind and explain how this even reached that point, because none of this came out of nowhere. The backstory is layered, messy, and tied directly to how Rap-A-Lot Records operates behind the curtain. First off, let's talk about Rap-A-Lot Records itself. The label was founded by J Prince Sr. and played a massive role in putting Houston on the map when the South wasn't getting respect. Artists like Scarface and other Houston legends helped build that legacy, and nobody can deny the impact. But here's the part people don't talk about enough. In recent years, many local artists have openly avoided signing there, and that shift didn't happen by accident. The label still carries weight, but newer artists see the structure very differently now, and a lot of them want no part of it. Commentary around the city suggests the contracts are where the real problems begin. Artists allegedly get signed during desperate moments, legal trouble, financial pressure, or limited options.
Like that for real. What? I'm trying to see what an airplane is. They ain't let no plane for Brazy. They let a plane for a rat, and they let a plane for Brazy. No, they let a private jet for this rat ass nigga. What the fuck my jet at? Man, I don't see a goddamn thing. You hear me? Straight Alabama shit what I see, man. I see Alabama shit. I don't see nothing else right now. What in the fuck going on? Y'all done land a plane with big red dice built that sis ass nigga, I'm on your ass. I'm on your ass like booty house, boy. You know that dog. I'm back. It's like you converting over Muslim, boy. Ain't none of that shit finna stop what's going on. Listen, like you converting over Muslim when I come home. Everybody trying to get cool Rallo. They think Rallo finna stay in the industry. This what's going on, man. Listen, why God, all niggas say.
And their promised protection, exposure, and stability. What's often criticized is that once the ink dries, the financial split heavily favors the label. Some deals are said to leave artists with only a small slice of their own earnings. Revenue from music, streaming, and online platforms is reportedly controlled through third-party distributors, with artists receiving payouts only when approved. Whether fully accurate or not, these claims have circulated for years and shaped how artists move. That's why many Houston rappers today choose independence. They'd rather own their work, build slowly, and keep control instead of giving up most of their income. From their perspective, the risk just isn't worth it anymore. And this brings us to the artist at the center of this storm, Honeycomb Brazy. His experience is where everything starts taking a sharp turn. And once you hear how his situation unfolded, you'll understand why this story exploded the way it did. Honeycomb Brazy, whose real name is Non Jones, comes out of Mobile, Alabama, and his story starts from a rough place. People familiar with his background say his childhood was surrounded by hardship, loss, and constant pressure. His grandparents tragically passed away in 2021 after their home was destroyed in a fire, an incident many online believe was tied to ongoing street conflicts connected to Brazy's name, though nothing was ever officially confirmed. At the same time, Brazy's father was already serving a life sentence, and his mother was trying to survive in the Happy Hills housing projects. According to commentary, Brazy wasn't chasing luxury, he was chasing a way out. Mobile isn't a city known for easy opportunities, and many locals describe it as a place where survival often comes before dreams. That environment shaped how Brazy moved in 2020, when one of his freestyle videos suddenly exploded online and pulled in millions of views. The streets started paying attention. That momentum is when J. Prince Sr. reportedly reached out, offering guidance and a path forward through Rap-A-Lot Records. Think about that moment. You're young, coming off personal loss. Your family needs help, and a major figure in hip-hop is offering you structure and protection. Commentary suggests Brazy believed this was his chance to change everything for his family. So in the summer of 2020, Brazy signed with Rap-A-Lot Records. He was given the well-known Mob Ties chain, a symbol many interpret as being welcomed into an inner circle. Soon after, he's seen riding through Houston with J. Prince Jr., luxury cars, skyline shots, everything looking official. Behind the scenes, Brazy reportedly believed this deal would help him fight his father's sentence and relocate his mother somewhere safer. He's publicly said before that money and fame weren't the goal. Family was. But this is where the story takes a turn. Brazy has since suggested that the security promised to him may not have been what it appeared. According to his version, the people assigned to protect him weren't licensed professionals, but individuals from the streets labeled as security for paperwork purposes. He trusted the setup. Then, in December 2023, Brazy was riding in a Cadillac Escalade with this so-called security when they were stopped by law enforcement on I-65 near Crichton. What happened next shocked a lot of people following the case. Brazy claims weapons were suddenly handed to him during the stop, items he says weren't his and he had no prior connection to. Law enforcement ultimately recovered the weapons, setting off a chain of legal trouble that Brazy says he never saw coming. And guess who ended up taking the charge? Honeycomb Brazy.
As a bodyguard for a Mobile rapper known as Honeycomb Brazy, pleading guilty today to a federal gun charge. Miguel Hall pleading to being a felon, convicted in possession of a firearm. That charge stems from a traffic stop from a Mobile County Sheriff deputy on I-65 in December. Hall admitted he was not allowed to have a gun because of 4 prior felony convictions in Texas. Officers found an AR pistol near where he...
A lot of people watching this unfold weren't shocked at all. From Brazy's perspective, he's sitting in a vehicle believing he's protected, only for everything to flip in seconds, leaving him holding the consequences while everyone else walks. What really raised eyebrows is that none of the so-called security faced charges. According to Brazy, the same people who were supposed to protect him walked free, untouched, while he was the only one left dealing with the case. That imbalance alone sparked serious questions across the streets. Now here's the part that matters. Brazy could have pointed fingers. He could have said those items weren't his and explained how they ended up near him. But he didn't. He later explained that he chose to accept responsibility instead of cooperating, believing that taking it to trial could have put his safety at risk. Brazy has also claimed he had documentation tied to self-defense from earlier situations, saying everything was recorded and legal on paper. Still, he says pushing back would have meant exposing powerful connections, and that was a risk he wasn't willing to take. While Brazy was dealing with confinement, the people he says were responsible for setting everything up appeared to be living freely. That contrast became fuel for frustration, especially once Brazy decided he was done staying quiet. From behind the walls, Brazy joined a video call and unloaded on Rap-A-Lot Records. No coded language, no soft talk, just raw accusations and pent-up anger. He spoke openly about his contract, claiming he was pressured into a deal involving Create Music Group for $200,000 while locked up and desperate. According to Brazy, his music allegedly generated millions, while he saw only a fraction of that amount. He claimed the label controlled his streaming, YouTube, and digital presence while he had no ability to intervene. That lack of control hit especially hard while he was unable to move freely. Brazy also said he introduced another artist, Finesse, to the label, a move he believes brought in massive revenue. Yet, he claims he wasn't compensated in any way for that connection. And to top it off, when Brazy was released the first time, he says there was no welcome back at all. No cameras, no celebration, no support, just a quiet exit and a ride back to Mobile alone. But here's where the contrast hit Brazy the hardest. When Finesse 2 Times was released, the welcome was loud and flashy. Commentary online pointed out the private jet, the mob ties branding, luxury gifts, shopping sprees, and everything being documented like a major homecoming. The whole rollout felt like a movie. Brazy noticed immediately. From his point of view, he came home quietly with no support, no celebration, nothing at all. And in his mind, that stung even more, because he says he was the one who introduced Finesse to Rap-A-Lot Records in the first place. That's when Brazy claims it finally clicked that something wasn't adding up. The way he tells it, one artist gets treated like royalty while another gets brushed aside, even though both deals allegedly benefit the label the same way. To Brazy, it looked less like loyalty and more like control. Then things shifted in late 2023. Brazy and Finesse reportedly got on a FaceTime call and compared notes. Instead of beefing, they realized they were seeing the same patterns: confusing contracts, unclear payouts, and promises that didn't line up with the numbers. That moment reportedly flipped the whole situation. From there, the tension between them faded and the focus turned toward the label itself. Brazy even claimed during a live that he made more money in a single week working independently than he did during his entire run under the label. That comparison alone had people stunned. Now fast forward to 2024. Brazy was still pushing to exit his contract, publicly saying he felt trapped and unable to move forward. He mentioned wanting the freedom to sign elsewhere, even referencing paths taken by other artists in the past, but says those requests kept getting shut down. His frustration spilled onto social media. Brazy posted videos and went live, accusing the label and J. Prince Jr. of blocking his progress and limiting his ability to support his family. Those posts only intensified the attention around the situation. And then came the moment everyone's been talking about. According to circulating commentary and unverified footage, Brazy crossed paths with J. Prince Jr. in Houston, and a heated confrontation followed involving people connected to Brazy. No serious injuries were reported, but the incident spread fast online and instantly became the center of discussion. According to Brazy's own live streams, the situation didn't involve anything beyond a quick physical confrontation. He openly joked about it online, snapping his fingers and downplaying the moment like it happened fast and caught everyone off guard. From his tone, it was clear he felt validated, even proud, like a long-building frustration finally spilled over. Brazy even claimed the story traveled fast through his circle. He joked that family members already knew what went down, turning it into something almost casual rather than serious. That reaction alone had people online shocked at how openly he spoke about it. So what set this off in the first place? Commentary suggests tensions flared after J. Prince Jr. reposted a freestyle from another artist that appeared to take shots at Brazy. From Brazy's perspective, that repost felt like public disrespect, especially while he still felt trapped in a restrictive contract. That move was seen by some as co-signing opposition rather than staying neutral. To Brazy, it added insult to injury, stacking frustration on top of already unresolved business issues. J. Prince Jr. later took a calmer tone online. He posted messages suggesting there was no hate and that he wished Brazy well, encouraging people to keep things respectful. But by that point, the narrative was already circulating, and the moment couldn't be erased. A lot of commentary focused on how different their backgrounds were. Brazy grew up navigating instability and loss, while J. Prince Jr. came up with protection, structure, and influence around him. Two completely different realities colliding under pressure. From that angle, some felt this clash was inevitable once business, pride, and survival mixed together, especially when emotions run high and conversations break down. Afterward, people noticed Brazy's post about the incident suddenly vanished. No explanation, just gone. Online speculation immediately pointed toward influence and quiet pressure, though nothing was ever confirmed. But stepping back, this situation became about more than one confrontation. For many watching, it symbolized artists pushing back against deals they feel box them in, voicing frustration when traditional paths failed them. Brazy has repeatedly said he tried staying quiet, staying loyal, and handling things the right way. When that didn't change his situation, everything boiled over into a public breaking point that's still being debated today. From Brazy's perspective, the fallout didn't stop there. He's repeatedly said that even after everything, the label continued collecting revenue while refusing to release him from his contract. To him, it felt like being erased while his work kept generating profit. And let's be real, this isn't a new story in music. People have compared situations like this to older industry eras, from Motown records to Death Row records, and even early Cash Money Records deals. Commentary has always pointed out how artists were locked into unfair contracts long before they understood the business. The difference now is visibility. With social media, artists don't have to wait decades to explain what went wrong. They can speak in real time, document frustrations, and show how negotiations break down when legal paths stall. That doesn't mean confrontation is the answer, but many observers say they understand how pressure builds when every peaceful option feels exhausted. When someone believes their income, freedom, and future are being restricted, emotions can spill over. A lot of people watching this feel the situation could have been avoided entirely. Fairer splits, clearer communication, and real support during tough moments might have changed everything. Instead, critics argue the focus stayed on control rather than partnership. Brazy has said that if he'd been released earlier or supported more transparently, none of this would have escalated. Now that he's served time connected to the case, the big question is, what happens next? Will Rap-A-Lot Records finally cut ties, or will the dispute continue? That part remains unclear. What is clear is that Brazy isn't backing down quietly, and he's made that stance public. Bigger picture. This story has pushed more artists to rethink signing deals altogether. Independent paths are looking more attractive than ever. Artists like Russ, Tech N9, and Macklemore are often cited as proof that owning your work can matter more than flashy backing. At the end of the day, this whole situation comes down to one hard truth. If a deal sounds too perfect, there's usually a catch hiding in the fine print. Honeycomb Brazy believed that contract was his way to save his family and change everything, but instead, it led him into years of stress, legal trouble, and a fight to regain control of his own work. For young artists watching this unfold, the lesson couldn't be clearer. Talent alone isn't enough. You have to understand the business, protect yourself, and never let desperation rush your decisions. One signature can change your life, for better or worse. And when it comes to J. Prince Jr., there's another takeaway. A powerful last name can open doors, but it doesn't guarantee respect forever. Eventually, everyone has to stand on their own actions. Respect isn't inherited. It's earned through how you move, how you treat people, and how you handle business. This situation is bigger than one confrontation or one contract. It's a reminder of how fast things can spiral when trust breaks down and communication fails. And it's another example of why more artists today are choosing independence over control. If you want more deep dives into hip-hop drama, industry secrets, and stories labels don't like talking about, make sure you like the video, share it, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Drop a comment and let me know what you want covered next. More contract horror stories, label breakdowns, or celebrity fallout. And don't forget to watch the next video popping up on your screen right now for even more celebrity drama you won't want to miss. I'll see you on the next one. Stay sharp, stay aware, and take care.